Okay. See, the devil tried to stop this BBL conversation, but no, Lord. We're going to talk about this fat transfer today. Can I get an amen? There we go. Told y'all. Told y'all. Oh, man. Yeah, so happy Thursday. It's True Crime Thursday. A lot of man. Listen, you know what's crazy is that True Crime Thursday originally was supposed to be to pick a case, right? And try to stick with that case like as the main case, knowing there's going to be other cases that come up, but to try to stick to the one case kind of like as like the nucleus, I guess, and stay abreast of it and stay involved with it. But when I tell you, um keeping up with one case with the way crime is, y'all, y'all, it's actually proving harder than I thought. And it's because it's so much ish going on. Like, I ain't even talking about Diddy level of lawsuits, but I'm talking about like even with, because the case that we were following was the case from Detroit, right? Matter of fact, we need to look up her case since we're talking about it, right? Let's see if we can get before we get into this whole BBL conversation, which the story y'all sent me. Thank you, by the way. Always, you can inbox me stories, or headlines, or topics that you want to talk about on any platform. Radio-Muva on all platforms. This one came from my DM on Instagram. Shout out to my sis Chanel. Okay, here. So, what we do want to do is before we get into this, y'all, before we get into this conversation, let's see if we can get an update on her case. All right, y'all. And I hope y'all having a good day. Y'all having a good day? Is y'all having a good day? Is y'all having a good day? You gotta talk to me in the comments, chat. All right, so let's look up hers, right? Let me see. Hers is Ashley Elkins is her name, from Detroit. Just to bring you up to speed, her boyfriend, well, her ex, um, all we know is that she went to his house and that was the last time she was seen, and they found evidence that gave police the verification that she had been murdered. They tried to find her body in the not the trash dump, but the landfill. And they searched for over a week. They could not find her, but they did find evidence in the landfill, which enabled them to upgrade his charges to murder. This the sucker right here. Hold on, can y'all see? Let me see. Let me make sure y'all can see. Hey y'all. Hey y'all. Hey. Hold on. Yeah. So, it always pisses me off. Okay, when like you already got caught for the crime, bro. Everybody know you did it. The cops, us watching on the internet, everybody, right? And as hurt as you see this family, like you still don't have the guts or the balls to tell these people where this girl body at, man, or what you did with her body, bro. Bro, the type of cowardice. Oh, that just makes me so angry because it's like it's bigger than adding insult to injury. Because I mean, my goddamn, you killed her, just like the little boy that killed his cousin. I forgot her name, but that might have been Detroit too. And dumped her in the landfill. and they couldn't find her, and just watching her mama cry, and then all that, and like the boy like still won't say where you put the body. Like, my G, you're already going to jail for murder. Okay, you might as well tell where the body at. That go for both of them cases. So now you sitting in jail. I think you got to charge less than murder. The second guy, but you still got like 20 something years, bruh. Tell them people what you did with that girl body. The worst, you have already done the worst. Can't get no worse than that. And in the case of Ashley Elkins, y'all, so the last we checked, her ex, right? He went to court, right? So let's see. Let's just hear this real quick, y'all.
Local 4 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
First at 4, tests are back from the lab today showing the DNA of a missing woman in her ex-boyfriend's dumpster. Now, you might have seen this alert hit at 2:20 this afternoon on your phone. Less than 2 hours ago, we learned officials were able to trace Ashley Elkins to a dumpster behind a Roseville apartment. Now, her phone pinged last at that location where her ex-boyfriend, DeAndre Booker, lives. Police say Booker could face murder charges as soon as tomorrow.
All right.
It's now been 4 weeks since anyone saw Ashley.
So he ended up getting charged with murder. What it looks like is, I think what happens is, y'all, in the beginning of these cases, it'd be like so much information, especially when they're trying to find the person or find the body, etc. So it'd be like weeks or even a month of like constant information. And then when all of a sudden we don't see no updates or whatever, then we start feeling like, dang, well, what's taking so long? But what it really is, y'all, is that process in between time where they gotta not only finish making the case but prepare for trial or the plea deal, like whatever. It's just a process, man. It's a process. In the process, if you know anything about the judicial system, jail, then you know how slow, honey, they are on any process. Y'all, if you listen to Radio-Muva, you've been here before, then you know that my middle son is in jail still in Gwinnett County. And this case took us all the way past the pandemic, all the way through the pandemic. And of course, he's not guilty of what he's charged with, but the dragging out, like everybody in the car had the same charge. So, what is it, 2025 now? So what has been 4 years, right? And even getting ready for trial is still just dragging out. And so that's what happens in between the time that we find out about these cases, right? And then the time when the action kind of heats back up on it. And then another thing, they can't, like, that in between time, y'all, it's certain stuff like they just can't tell us because it could ruin the case and could help the suspect go free. You know what I'm saying? So as annoying as it is sometimes, and I know a lot of times families feel like they're not getting information. I get it. Especially if you're trying to get something determined to be a crime, get determined to be a crime at all, which is what leads us to this conversation today about BBLs. If you do not know what BBLs are, I will enlighten you. BBL is Brazilian butt lift. Okay. And BBL is the topic. Let's talk about it. So I got the story in my inbox about the two sisters, right? Let's see, that went to Miami, two sisters, BBL. Okay. Went to Miami. This is so sad, y'all. So sad. I guess I could. Wow, look at the way they don't really have the. You know why? Let me tell you why I like Black Girl Unlost channel. So shout out to the young lady who does this channel. Because even searching this, y'all, like Black Girl Unlost clearly is a space for our stories, because when you search it, right? Look, y'all, all the big news networks, look, you don't see it. You don't see the story. You don't see it. See what I'm saying? And that is why, you know what I'm saying, it is very important for you to start your YouTube channel. And when I say you, I mean anybody that feels like they have an interest in something that needs more representation online, especially. And so that's why a place like Black Girl Unlost is important. You guys follow her if you don't already, because here we go. This is the story. So according to the video and to the story that you guys sent me,
is super nice. It made me feel super comfortable.
This is this young lady. All right. And up to speed is she her sister, her little sister, is in Miami to get plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery. Let's make sure, because there is a difference. And I think that that people, I really want to make sure people know the difference. Two sisters, BBL, Miami. Yeah, let me see. Cha. Let's see if I can find it. Jesus Christ. Okay. Let's try this. BBL recovery. Let's try, because according to the story is the recovery house, right? Let's try this. Woman dies in Miami recovery house BBL. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You know, y'all, this is why this conversation is important. Let me start by saying I am not a medical professional. However, I have been working in and around plastic and cosmetic surgery for this year will make 10 years on the marketing side, which gives me a insight not only to before, during, and after the surgery process. But I also was a part of the team with Dr. Curves before the pandemic, and before I went out on maternity leave. He actually opened his own recovery house to try to mitigate situations like this, keep them from happening. So I also have that experience, as well as being a patient of plastic surgery. Dr. Miami, hey, Dr. Miami, did my mommy makeover in 2015, and my subsequent follow-up surgery as well. And I've also had lipo and a scar revision after I had my daughter, who is now 5. So when I talk about this, I'm usually the advocate that when people see these type of stories, the first thing that they try to do is see, that's why I'm gonna just keep what God gave me. That's why I'm gonna just ain't. That's why I'm not going to get no surgery, because see what I'm saying? Every time somebody died, blah 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 blah. Y'all, listen. I don't want to be insensitive, because this story is new, and I'm gonna tell you something. Every story like this that happens is still new to the people, family, and friends that it happened to. But we got to talk about it, because we all see the same stories on the news and on the internet. Yet I see people still making a lot of the same mistakes, a lot of the same issues that's literally leading them down a path to have a not such a good outcome. Not necessarily always death, but you cannot cut corners when it comes to surgery or recovery. Okay. And as women, we carry so much on our back, right? And yes, BBL surgery became popular by somebody like Kim K. Okay. And it's something that's constantly being talked about in the news. And you got certain doctors saying things like it's one of the most dangerous surgeries you can have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Let's get real about BBLs. Here's the thing, y'all. Any surgery that you have is dangerous. Any surgery that you have, and I don't just mean plastic cosmetic, I'm just talking about surgery, period. Okay? Any surgery that you have is dangerous. Now, any surgery that you have that requires you to go under local anesthesia or full anesthesia to go to sleep, even more dangerous. Okay? People, as much as people think they know about cosmetic surgery and plastic surgery procedures, they don't. And I'm going to tell you something, because the amount of patients that I see that come in with one thought in mind, and that's usually the end result. They don't necessarily think about, the consequences. They don't necessarily think about the preparation. They don't necessarily think about, and I mean, even y'all, I've seen everything from people trying to falsify their medical screenings, right? Kind of like, unfortunately, allegedly, what happened with Kanye West's mom. I've seen everything. I've seen people come on surgery day and try not to take the pregnancy test because they're scared they're pregnant. I know that sounds crazy, right? And then take a pregnancy test and they pregnant and can't get surgery. And I've literally seen people like cry and ask, how soon can I come back after the abortion? Listen, I'm never judging, okay? Because I am a advocate for women loving themselves for who they are, but also doing what you need to do as long as it is healthy, and that you're not being pressured to do it for the wrong reasons. Do whatever you need to do to make you feel beautiful. Not that you ever need surgery at all to make you feel beautiful, but if it's something that you choose to do, that's on you. And it's something that I chose to do, and I would do it again. I would. I had a BBL in 2000, like I said, in 2015. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. And not to make light of the situation, y'all, but as excited as I was to get my surgery, like everybody that gets surgery, I was nervous. But the difference is, not only did I do so much research, right, on doctors, Dr. Miami specifically, but I just built a relationship with him during the selection process. And when I say selection process, I mean when you're trying to figure out which doctor you're going to choose to do your surgery or whatever. The best thing that you can do is go to somebody that makes you feel comfortable. And I've worked for great doctors, amazing doctors, and not so amazing doctors. Okay. That's just real. To each its own. Everybody has different things that they require for their level of comfort. Now, for me, I needed my family to know what was going on. Number one. Okay. I had no experience, no information outside of the internet, right? And everything that I learned from speaking with Dr. Miami and his team and doing my research. And I did research on everything, y'all, from why do I have to get a mammogram if I'm getting a boob job, right? Or like, why do I have to do this? Or why do I have to do that? Or like, these are things that you should know before you say yes to any surgery. Okay. Before you start worrying about how you can buy some care credit from somebody. Yeah, I've seen it all. You need to find out like what's really good. And part of that is, listen, don't lie to yourself about your health. Y'all know I get on here and talk about what's going on with me health wise because she is too young and too fine to let a health problem keep me down and stop me from living life. But I cannot be in denial about it, because being in denial about your health problems is when you end up with complications. Again, allegedly, the situation with Kanye West's mom. You got to make sure you have a good doctor. And when I say a good doctor, I don't just mean a doctor that does a good job aesthetically, but I mean a doctor that is going to set you up for success before, during, and after the process. And I just thank God. I thank God for Dr. Miami with my BBL and Mommy Makeover, because he went above and beyond, which is why I ended up working with him. And I'm forever grateful to him and will forever consider him a friend in my life. He changed my life for the better. And, the decision that I made, okay, the nervousness that I felt, and and you're probably going to judge me with this. My kids at the time, my two sons, okay, were 14 and 16. 14 and 15. 14 and 16. Okay. And they were there with me. And at the surgery center, waiting for me to go into surgery, waiting for me to come out of surgery. Okay. And they helped me recover. And also, for me, I had an option to go into a recovery house that was highly recommended by my doctor, right? Or I also had an option to hire a private nurse that my doctor could help me do. But in my particular case, this go round, my aunt, hey Nana, is a retired nurse. And so I paid for her to come from South Carolina to Miami at the time where I was living to take care of me for recovery after both surgeries. I'm so glad that I did that because, again, like I said, you got to be comfortable. Recovery houses, if done right, are great. Okay. I watch everything that Dr. Curves and his mom, Dr. Carrie, I watch everything that they went through, jumping hoops to try to get approvals and verifications to open that recovery house. It is not easy. Even when you got a whole staff and nurses, to pull from. But the whole goal was to try to mitigate unfortunate circumstances like what happened with these two young ladies. Now, let's bring it back to the story. All right. I told you my story. Now, this story, from what I'm learning, is this young lady and her younger sister went to get surgery in Miami. And they went to a recovery house. Now I got to get the details of the case. If y'all know anything about the details, tell me in the comments, okay? So I don't know if the doctor put the recovery house in a package for them. I don't know if it was a recovery house somebody told him about. Don't know if the recovery house was licensed. I don't know. We're gonna find out right now. But apparently the little sister went to check on the other sister, and she was face down and unconscious. Sounds familiar, right? And it sounds familiar because how many times we gonna hear this story, y'all? And I apologize to any family and friends of this young lady or anyone that lost somebody to surgery, cosmetic or plastic surgery. And I am not being insensitive, but if we don't get real about BBLs, then people are going to keep making the same mistakes. And to me, there's certain things that I consider creating high risk factors for your outcome. All right. And we'll talk about those in a second before we wrap up. But now the doctor has blocked them. The recovery house has blocked them, and this just happened, right? So I'm gonna let y'all hear. If you haven't heard the story, I'm gonna let you hear a little bit about it here, because they also documented their journey. Okay, which is not uncommon because it's something I did back then, and I'll also repost maybe the videos from my BBL and mommy makeover journey if you want to see some of the things that I went through preparing before surgery, during surgery, and after surgery. Okay. Let's see here. All right, let's see here. All right, hold on. Trying to get y'all right into the part because I kind of got y'all up to speed. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing I had the wrong tab open. Can y'all see now? Y'all good? Okay. I'm sorry. I'll run that back real quick. Just a little bit. All right, ready? Gotta make sure y'all can see. That's her in the pink. Mm, look at this. They gave her pills that weren't even prescribed to her. They deleted their Instagram because they know they're wrong, and they ended up giving my sister all those, I'm assuming, pills at once, and just letting her sleep the whole day instead of checking on her how they're supposed to. Then had the nerve to say she's fine. She's just tired. Like, I don't know my sister. I called 911. Oh my God. God. Mm. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Did it just say the surgery in the DR? Is that what it said, y'all? Did it just say surgery in the DR, like Dominican Republic? Or am I tripping? Let me see. Hold on. Um, hold on. So what you're seeing is the little sister that also went to have surgery, who survived. Fortunately, this is her now documenting the aftermath of what happened. But I'm just seeing for the first time, it looked like she said we're waiting on the autopsy to see if it was the surgery from the DR. Is that okay? Oh, and then this adds something even more to it because I did not know that she went out the country to have the surgery. Mm. So from what I thought, right? Maybe that's why it's hard finding the story. Um, thought it was in Miami, and they just traveled to Miami. But let me see. Um, okay, let's see. Is this her? Let's see. Wow. Okay, nope. This is wow. Okay, this is another story. Um, all right, let's see. Sandra, shout out to Sandra Rose. She is definitely an OG when it comes to blogging. Let's see. See, this is what's confusing because the sister said, y'all saw that? Y'all see that, right? I'm not tripping. We still have to wait for autopsy to come back to rule if it was the surgery from the DR or them giving her too many pills. So it sounds like to me that maybe she had the surgery in the DR and then went to the recovery house in Miami. If y'all know, let me know. TikTok influencer trap star Scar running Anthony and her sister. Showing him in Miami. Okay, first, let's look up this. What it said was Ivana plastic surgery. Okay, well, it came right up. You know exactly where that is. Daddy got 4.4 stars. But real okay. If you're not taking notes, please come back to this video and get some of these jewels I'm about to drop. Okay. Realself.com is better than any Google you could ever do on a plastic surgeon. Okay. Go to realself.com. You will see real people. They had real experiences. And it's really like the doctors. Sorry, y'all, something's in my contact. Ooh, sorry, hold on. The doctors have to pay to be listed because that's how credible Real Self is. Realself.com. You go there and you make sure that you're able to, you can look up the doctor, you can look up the procedure, you could, it's a lot and it's really real people sharing their real experiences, real pictures, real videos, and, real reviews. So that's important in your research. I really want to say this to people who travel. Okay. So, realistically, a lot of people travel for surgery all the time. All the time. Cosmetic surgery, plastic surgery, dental surgery. There are certain things, and that's why it's so important to open this type of dialogue with your doctor and your nurses or your patient care coordinator or your consultant beforehand, because is there a certain time limit on when you can travel back? Should you fly, or will flying increase your chances of a blood clot? Or will driving a long distance increase your chance of a blood clot? How long should you stay? Like, what do you need to wait to get clearance? You should. Like, these are all things you need to take into consideration when saying yes to surgery or planning your date for surgery, no matter who and where. Luckily for me, at the time, I lived in Miami. But I had always in my heart, even before I started working in cosmetic and plastic surgery, I always felt in my heart like I don't want to go out of the country to get nothing done because it's cheaper, because it's too many risks involved. Number one, I don't speak the language. Number two, I don't know nobody that know nobody over there. Number three, I don't know their laws. So like their medical board could be different from our medical board. Their level of cleanliness or their level of medication or whatever could be completely different from the US. And they are going by their rules and standards if something go wrong. And you're thinking it's going to be like if you were at a US doctor because they speak some English. You got to traveling It's fine to travel. However, you have to make sure that if you're traveling, you take into account the elevated risks that come with traveling, meaning find out the best way based off the surgery you're having that you should travel to and fro. Find out how long you're going to have to stay before you get cleared. And if you're not cleared within your first 7 days, how long will the doctor require you to stay? In the event of if anything goes wrong, have your own set of 911s. Like, I'm not saying hire yourself a cosmetic surgery or plastic surgery consultant, but I'm just saying you need to know where the closest emergency room is. Don't stay in a hotel by yourself or with somebody who has no experience. Don't be left alone. Like, these are all things, y'all, that continue to happen over and over. Her sister having surgery, same time as her, they need, I'm sorry, even me going to a recovery house, I still need somebody that I know to be able to look out for me. Both of them was on drugs. And when I say on drugs, I mean drugs to keep them calm, relaxed. It could have been Xanax. I see people in the comments saying that she looked like she was on drugs and she looked like she was on Xanax and she was probably already taken off label. No, you cannot judge that because giving a patient either different doctors do different things, right? But in my case, I got Xanax to start taking 48 hours before the surgery, just enough to take for the surgery from a prescription that my plastic surgeon gave me from the pharmacy, so that my blood pressure wouldn't be up because I would be nervous on the day of surgery. And so it keeps you calm because it's normal to be nervous, no matter what kind of surgery. So we don't know. All I could say is, unfortunately, her sister was in a compromised position as well to not be able to look after her sister 100% because she also is under the influence of pain medication. She's recovering from major surgery as well, because that will limit your judgment. And for her to be right laying beside her, meaning I know that didn't mean in the same bed, but in the same room. Usually is 2 beds, 1 bed on each side of the room, right? And it happened, and she'd be like that all day. If her sister was not under the influence of some sort of pain medications and in pain herself, and probably in and out of sleep herself, which is really highly likely, especially the first 24 hours, 24 to 48 hours, if you ask me, then it's probably why it took her so long to realize something was wrong and call 911. Now, this is the plastic surgery center. Okay. I'm not blaming anybody. However, I see people are, including the sister, is saying that she's already mad because the doctor also is not saying anything or not responding or block them or something. But here's something that I learned throughout my career, working in cosmetic surgery and plastic surgery marketing. Doctors are held to a code of ethics, and sometimes they do want to speak on it, whether they're guilty of anything or not, whether they're sad about it or not. They do want to speak on it if something happens to one of their patients, but due to malpractice reasons and probably their attorneys telling them to not make any comments yet, right? They can't. And sometimes, in order to try to mitigate that or alleviate that, they try not to comment back. They try not to get involved in the chatter online. And so it ends up making people looking from the outside looking in, including family members, angry because you think that the doctor is ducking the situation or not. Dang, why the doctor ain't saying nothing? Dang, why the doctor, if the doctor ain't do nothing, if the surgery ain't kill her, why the doctor ain't saying nothing? Sometimes the doctor just can't. So I want you to reserve judgment because people jump to quick judgment every time they hear about somebody passing away. The first thing they're gonna do is blame the doctor before they know anything. Before they know anything. And in some cases, doctors are wrong. We've seen those cases, right? The next thing they're gonna do is blame something in the recovery situation, right? So this is what we see from the doctor office that she went to. Okay, Ivana plastic surgery allegedly, because even though this is what the news and the blogs are saying, we see that her sister, who also was there, said that the surgery was in the DR. And if that's the case, we definitely got questions. Because if it was in DR and then they traveled to Miami for recovery, we got questions. So what's the name of let's look up the recovery house real quick, and then, and then we can wrap this up until we get more information. Let's see here. So the recovery house is Key LA Recovery House _ Look it up, y'all. All right. What'd I say? Key LA. Okay. Boom. Keela. Okay. Okay. So let's look this up. Okay. So this is what the sister must have been saying. Okay. That they blocked their page. Well, no, there it is, right? No. Nope. Let me see. Well, there it is, right? Nope. I get on it. You know what? I did not mean to click on the restaurant. Okay, so here's the recovery house, right? Yep. So what it looks like is that the recovery house has hidden their page, probably until this either blows over or they get the okay from their lawyer to start back talking again, or maybe they are hiding something. We don't know. Okay. So we're gonna keep an eye on this to see what the autopsy results end up. I told you. Mm, wow. Wow. All right. Here we go. This is what I was talking about. You get a lot of people making comments and a lot of people saying, what they think and trying to tell you what the surgery is deadly and this and that, because it's so much misinformation out there, y'all. So I would encourage you to do your own research, okay? And if y'all got questions about surgery, you thinking about getting surgery, etc., you can inbox me or ask them in the comments or whatever, or you can email me radio-muva@gmail.com. But this is just normal. I expected all the comments to say exactly what they said, because that is the normal thing that happens immediately after you hear about somebody dying. I mean, if you think about it, right? When you you couldn't. Oh, thank you for telling me. Why y'all ain't tell me y'all couldn't hear the audio from the clip? You know what? This thing been giving me the blues all day. Let me see. It's probably because I had the because it's on the speaker. Y'all couldn't hear the speaker? Let's see. Okay. But yeah, like I was saying, I expected this.
People are looking for who is guilty. Just because the surgeons have her signature doesn't mean there were no complications from the get-go. However, may she rest in perfect peace. Beauty standards and nothing really is worth your life. Someone else stated, "Sis, I think the girl who passed away took her own unprescribed pills."
Again, more rumors. More rumors. I would just like to say, can you hear now? I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all can't hear? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Oh, you can hear me? You can't hear the audio. Can y'all hear the audio from the video? Look like I'm probably gonna have to go back and edit it and put the audio in if y'all can't hear it. Can y'all hear it? So anyway, y'all, like I said, rest in peace to this young lady, and God bless the soul of her sister. I mean, I'm sorry, God bless her sister, because I cannot imagine the type of guilt that her sister feels right now, y'all. And she's still recovering, and she's thinking of every coulda, woulda, shoulda, if I had a in the world right now. BBL is the topic, but BBL by itself doesn't kill you, just like airplanes by themselves don't kill you. It's a circumstances that come together to create events, and that's why you do the best that you can within your power to do the research on yourself, the procedure, the doctor, the places, and everything else, y'all. Don't believe everything you read. Don't believe everything you hear. Do your own research. And like I said, just know we got to learn. We got to learn so that we can stop hearing the same stories. And let me tell you what I mean by I say the same stories, and then I'll get off. Okay. And and we'll go live again later to talk about some of the other topics. But unfortunately, people like we hear about Kanye West's mom, and still to this day, y'all, I'll hear people say, "Ooh, you had surgery? Oh, I ain't having no surgery because of what happened to Kanye West's mom." They have no idea the whole story. They have no idea that Kanye West's mom was turned down by multiple doctors because of her heart condition. She knew she had a heart condition, and so did the doctor who did her surgery, ended up doing it. But again, it was just a set of circumstances. Her nephew, who was a nurse, was doing her aftercare. He left to go to a baby shower, left her there by herself with somebody with no experience. Like, it was, again, set of circumstances that made it crazy. So it was not just one thing, you know? Also, like with Jackie O, and I'm not sure that we still got the full situation on that, but it just hurts to hear, like, she was in a hotel right after surgery, and um, that hurts. It hurts because you hear a lot of time people being found after hours and hours, and that's sad. And so, guys, in advance, we really gotta do the proper preparation, and put ourselves in a position to have the healthiest outcome and make sure we make it home to our babies. Because this young lady did not make it home to her 1-year-old daughter, and I cannot imagine. So again, rest in peace to her family and friends. Y'all got comments, questions about BBLs or any other plastic surgeries or cosmetic surgeries, or this case? Let me know in the comments, or DM or email me, Radio-Muva@gmail.com. All right. All right, y'all. We don't know if it's a crime yet, but I tell you what, this case, we definitely will keep our eye on. All right, y'all. Love y'all. I will see y'all on the next stream. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You know the vibes and you know the drill. Okay? And holler at me in the comments so I can know, what's on your mind. All right. Mwah.